Okay, guys, the highlights from GreatStockPicks.com, live trading chat room. Pay, P-A-Y is the symbol, had most of my attention early, had a nice volume gap up, so it was on my radar probably more than any other stock, all right? Okay, so when it looked like this, came back down, bounced through 32, and then came back down. Whoops, I went ahead and called it long over this green candle. In other words, the entry was 32, stop below this green candle, 31.73. Here's what happened. Triggered at 32, went almost to the high of the day. And we were sellers into that just in case it didn't get through the high of the day, keeping some for the big one in case it happened, and it ended up stopping me out on the rest right about here, slightly green, but I was scaling out into that. So from 32, we got a 40-cent move. Not a bad way to start the day. All right, anyway, then Pay sells off here, and I went ahead using the method I teach, and for reasons I give in the chat room, went ahead and called it long again right here at 31.52, and the stop 12 cents below that. Look what happened. There's the trigger, and doesn't stop out, and ends up, I just had a feeling about this one, I'm telling you, and when it got back to the high of the day, it really seemed like it went, and it ends up going anyway to 33. So from 31.52, it made it $1.48 in our favor on 12 cents risk. Basically, picked the turn clean. I'm getting we've had a few of these lately. It's pretty nice. After the you got to have these strong ones on radar, and if you have a method, just picked that turn clean right there, and that was literally the low of the day after the morning rally. Anyway. All right, what else did we have? I'll go over all my calls from today real quick. I called a couple SMS picks. One of those was Kohl's, KSS. After it broke the high of the day, I called it on this pullback at, let me get this right here, I think at 44 bucks, 44.05. Called it right here, and it ended up going nothing real big to 44.29, nothing really to brag about. Also called it in chat at 44.08, and we got the basically 20-cent move. Okay, the Gap stores, GPS. One of our members, Nilesh, put this. We actually had this on Bounce Watch anyway. See that big sell-off near the 200-day? So this was on Bounce Watch today. And then one of our members, I think it looked about like this. Nilesh alerted me. No, it had a little flag there. That's right. Looked like this. You had the one spike up to 31.72. You had the big sell-off yesterday, so my thinking was now, remember, this spike happened in the first 30 minutes. Typically, I try not to trade in the first 30 minutes. I do have an example of one I'll show you in a little bit. My first call of the day that failed today, and it was 10 minutes in. And I usually try not to call those early ones, and I don't know what happened. I had brain freeze or something and called it, and it failed. But anyway, so now you had the early break in the first 30 minutes, and you see how it came right back down, but then it had this nice tight flag. Nilesh pointed it out to me, and I agreed with him. We already had this on Bounce Watch, like I said a minute ago. Went ahead and called GPS at 31.71, basically right above this little flag. I'll try to get a line there. 31.71, worst case stop, 13 cents below, so just kind of right below this little flag. And here's what happened. Triggers and goes up pretty quickly. It doesn't look like much, but over 10 minutes went to 31.94. Quick 20-cent move. We're scalping some of that, and it came back to my entry, and I was back out flat. And it didn't do much the rest of the day, straight sideways. So this doesn't look like much, but I'll tell you what, it was nice, quick, easy money in our pockets. All right, that might have been it, except for, let's start with VeriSign. This was my VRSN. Had this on watch yesterday. VeriSign has been really strong, and then it had this tight base yesterday. Had this on watch. I called it long at 36.08, thinking that would get it through the high of the day and rally. It never did trigger, okay? But here's what happens today. Let me try to find. There's today's opening candle, okay? Now remember, I already knew I liked this at 36.08. So you had the opening 5-minute candle that had a high of 35.88. I went ahead and called VeriSign long over that candle. 35.89 with a 35.76 stop. It's only 13 cents risk. There's the trigger, and right back down and stopped out. I mean, and again, what's the common denominator of a lot of failed trades are trading in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, especially when you have financial numbers coming out at 10 o'clock, which often many days we do. So that one didn't work, and then OEH another failed trade by me. Had this crazy pop here, and so on the way back down, I went and I called this. One of my calls was right here at 12:40 with a stop at 12:29. So quick 11-cent loss. Took about 10 minutes. Didn't work. Not a bad not a bad loss if you're going to have one. And my other call was a little earlier, thinking we might get. Oftentimes, when you get a pop like this, you get the pullback and you get another wave and get right back through the high of the day. So for me, this felt like it was worth it. I called it over this candle too, 12.69 with a 12.56 stop. So a 13-cent loss there. And what did I say? It was like a dime loss on the other one. I can't remember what it was now. 11 cents. So a couple failed trades in OEH. But if you look at it and say, well, what did we do wrong? You had this pop, and we tried to catch a turn. And tried to catch one more turn right there. That's not right. It was down here at 12:40, and it just didn't turn. It ended up not only what am I trying to say? Retracing the entire pop, but then went even below that. So I tried it twice. Wasn't going to try it a third time, and that's some strange action there. But going forward, probably leave this one alone. It turns out this was on a rumor of another offer for a higher bid or something for the company. I don't know. But anyway, paid us twice, pardon the pun. GPS, nice trade. Kohl's, little bit of sandwich money there. And we had the early loss on VeriSign and OEH in the afternoon. And that was it. Another good day altogether, but, I'll leave it at that and talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.